Action.
Action.
Welcome, Kelly Walsh High School, to our second Troy TV for the spring semester.
Thank you for joining us during this Trojan Connections. My name is Caleb.
And I'm Jai Young. Both the film and television classes have been busy at work bringing you this week's stories.
This episode, we take a look at school security and what it takes to run the market of Troy.
And we take a look at social media's impact on high school students.
Have you ever wondered how our teachers feel about teaching us? Well, to answer your question, Troy TV interviewed 3 teachers for their opinions. We asked them a few questions about how they feel about teaching.
As Troy TV students, we're often curious on our teacher's experience here at Kelly Walsh. We were able to interview Mr. Chavez, the film and television teacher, Ms. Kearns, our language arts teacher, and Mr. Brack, our history teacher, for their opinions on the matter.
And I believe this is my 10th year teaching.
What have you been teaching?
So I teach pretty much all the digital media courses here at Kelly Walsh. I teach graphic design, digital photography, and then the film and TV classes.
Okay, and then how long in general have you been teaching?
13 years total.
And then have you been only teaching language arts?
I have, yep, but I've taught lots of different classes of language arts.
Do you like anything better at Kelly Walsh than other schools?
Well, if you don't mind me tooting my horn a little bit, I think our film and TV program is probably one of the best ones in the state. Just over the years, I just enjoy seeing the creativity that comes out of the students. And I don't see anything else like that around the state, so I think our students are pretty talented.
Benefits. I like Kelly Walsh is very bright and inviting and friendly, and so there's a lot of good things about working at Kelly Walsh.
Okay, and then what's the pros and cons of teaching here?
Another pro is I really feel like Kelly Walsh is a home. I think students that come here find something that they, I don't want to say attracted to, but they find their own little niche here in Kelly Walsh. So there's something here for everybody, and that's what I really like about this school, and we work well to kind of raise those students up. Some cons, not enough parking. There's not enough parking, but I walk to work, so I think it's...
I like the students I work with, and I like my job here. The cons, I don't know that I have any.
The pros and cons. I think one of the big pros is that we get to experience a lot of different kids, kind of like what I said before. The different personalities that you get to kind of adapt and see with every day, because even one class, they're pretty big, so you just have the gamut of different personalities, which is pretty awesome. So that's one of the huge pros. One of the big cons is the class sizes are so big, so a lot of times you don't get to work with kids individually as much as you want to, just because you have 30 in a classroom. So that's one of the cons that I have.
And then what's your favorite experience?
This job teaches you a lot of different things. One, never judge a book by its cover. Even I, as an adult, I still get preconceived notions about people. And when they come into my classroom, it's just amazing to me that how wrong I can be about a person. So that's something I learn every single year. Working with students that couldn't see the end project or didn't think they would be able to finish it, and to see them kind of go along that process from just an idea to doing it to finishing it, that's a huge reward for me, just to kind of see them grow like that. So those are some of my favorite parts of the job.
My favorite teaching experiences, I think just all of the different types of students that I've had, making connections with them.
I think my favorite experience every day has to be coming in, and even if I'm in the worst of moods, I can work with kids and they typically cheer me up. I could have the worst day in my office, but then as soon as, and like just be tired and ready to go home, but as soon as I step in the classroom, I get everyone's energy and that helps me out, so.
Although there are cons teaching here at Kelly Walsh, majority of our teachers prefer working here.
Well, that certainly answers the question. It seems that the overall opinions about Kelly Walsh seem positive, and we are lucky to have these teachers here.
You may have seen students in the halls with snacks or school merchandise, and as you may know, you can find both of the items at the school store located just across from the library.
School stores have been a key part of the high school experience for many students throughout the years. From school pride apparel to snacks, these many shops have just about everything a high school student needs. We sat down and talked with Miss Thompson about our very own Market of Troy and interviewed a fellow student.
So the point of the school store is twofold. Number one, to give students some hands-on experience of what it's like to work in a business. They learn how to count change back. They actually learn how to count money. They learn how to do inventory. They learn how to stock shelves. They learn some customer service. Just a part of the marketing curriculum that we have at Kelly Walsh, as well as in our Foundations of Business class. It's something that the students can write on their resume, and they then can take the experience that they learned in our classes and take it out and say, hey, Dairy Queen, hire me because I have good customer service and I learned how to count back money when I was in high school, and now I can do it as a junior or senior. It's hard to get a job as a high school student with no experience. So how do you get that experience?
Next, we interviewed a fellow student.
How often do you go to the school store?
Depends on when I have money. Usually like twice to 3 times a week. Whenever I have the time.
And what do you usually get when you go?
Water, muffins, sometimes Takis.
Do you feel like it is a comfortable environment?
Yeah, people that are in the school store are usually really nice. And usually it's pretty empty, so I don't have to deal with rude people. So that's cool. Everything's just kind of really quick. Like they get my stuff given to me really fast and I can just go back to class.
So next time you want to stop for a quick snack, come by the school store.
Make sure that you swing by the Market of Troy and grab some Trojan swag before the summer hits.
Being safe at school is always the top priority of every parent. Troy TV investigates what it takes to keep all the students and staff safe here at Kelly Walsh.
Do you think it's safe to be in Kelly Walsh? Today we look into the safety measures of our high school. We first interviewed the principal and then proceed to interview the security staff and a visitor.
I feel like the school is safe. It's one of it is the most important aspect of what we do for you at school. We want to educate you, but keeping you safe is the most important thing. I'll just put it to you this way. My stepdaughter goes to school here. If I didn't feel like it was a safe place to be, she wouldn't be here.
So what security measures are in place right now for like prevention of outside threats?
Well, probably the biggest one that we've implemented this year would be the single point of entry, and you guys are pretty familiar with that. It means that instead of having multiple exterior doors open, we really tried to keep it directed to the main door for check-in. It allows us to do a lot of things. One is, when everyone comes through the same door, we kind of have eyes on everybody. We can see if their disposition is a little, off. Yeah. They seem a little stressed out, a little mad about something. We have conversations with students or staff before they come in or as they're coming in. So the single point of entry is a big thing. Another thing that we've been able to do, we had some exterior cameras last year, but now we have interior cameras throughout the school. We're continuing to add more, but really it allows us to beef up our investigations and find out what has gone on, so we might be able to predict some issues in certain places based on the camera information.
Well, I'd say the school's as safe as any place at the current moment. The doors remain locked except for the front door, as well as cameras. surrounding the outside of the building. I think we're pretty good, except, if you get somebody that comes in that's armed, you need somebody that's armed to stop it. So I think they're currently working on getting 2 officers in the building.
All right, so as a visitor to the school, you're pretty frequent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're here, do you feel safe?
I do. There's only been one time where I didn't.
Okay, do you care to elaborate about that?
There was one time I came in and there were a lot of police out front. They were dealing with the situation outside before I got inside, which made me feel safe after the fact.
So you know about the one-door policy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that's necessary?
In today's climate, yes, I do. I have never been here and not worn this that I wasn't stopped by at least one person. And so I feel like there's good communication and good eyeballs looking for people that are guests that maybe shouldn't be guests.
Overall, Kelly Walsh High School is a very safe school to be at.
Thank you to Officer Maurer, Mrs. Acey, and Mr. Reddy for all of their hard work and ability to handle tough situations.
Social media is a tool most people use in their everyday lives, but today we won't be talking about how bad it is. Instead, we took a poll on Kelly Walsh students and staff's opinion on social media.
What's your opinion on social media? We recently went around the school and asked students and teachers what their opinion was. First, we interviewed some of the students here at Kelly Walsh.
No, I love social media. You use it for everything, connections with other people, research, really everything.
I think it's pretty good. It kind of connects people together sometimes, but at some points it can be pretty negative.
Social media, it helps people connect and people meet people from different places as well, and that was a huge taboo thing back then, but now everybody has friends all over the world, and I think that's really cool.
It varies, honestly. Normally it can be good, but other times it can be bad.
My opinion on social media is that it's good. If you're stuck and you don't know how to make ramen noodles, just look up, how do I make ramen noodles?
We then went and interviewed some of the teachers here at Kelly Walsh to get their opinions.
Has benefits and negativities, right? I think that I have enjoyed it because I've connected with people I've went to high school with or people I've went to college with and keep up with family and their kids and what's happening. So in that respect, it's very, very positive and a wonderful thing.
Social media is a great way for people to collaborate from long distance. It also brings families closer together, and it allows for people to share the highlights of their life. I think it also, in that respect, gives some people a sense of false happiness and that other people's lives are easier than their own. So, with everything, there are good and bad points to it.
It's very time consuming. It can be very good at times, but also very bad. I use it quite frequently, so I guess it's mostly a positive thing for me, but I can see how it's very negative in a lot of situations. So
overall, people think that social media can be used as a tool if used in the right ways. From the interviews, we discovered that the most popular social media platform is Instagram, and the least favorite was Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a Troy TV production.
Wow, what an interesting poll. Social media is relevant to our everyday lives, and now Kelly Walsh has an Instagram, Kelly Walsh HS.
That does it for this episode of Troy TV.
Be sure to get your Wyoming High School Film Festival tickets from Mr. Chavez.
Kelly Walsh Film and TV have entered many strong entries, and we would love your support.
We'll see you at the NCHS Auditorium, May 24th at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10.
Until next time, Kelly Walsh, thanks for watching.
And remember,
make good choices.